Welcome back to another video. This is Anthony, and we always have to mention that I am super new at hitting the record button, but I'm a seasoned professional at hitting the like button. So if I'm going to take this channel off the ground, I need your help by hitting the like, comment, subscribe button if you like what you see. But without taking too much of your time, let's get started. So today we're going to be talking about credit cards, and I don't know if you guys are like me, but I speak to people every single day that tell me that their parents told them to never use a credit card because why put yourself in debt tomorrow when you could pay for it with cash today? So I think I had a unique experience because my parents actually encouraged me to open up a credit card just because they said if I had good credit, it would open up any door in life, ranging from car loans to home loans. And if you're quoting my dad, he would tell me that if I had a good credit score, that I called the shots, meaning that I'm a good risk for the money and people would want to loan me money at a better rate. Now, of course, on this topic of debt, we have a lot of different opinions. We have at the very end of a spectrum of people who want to put everything on a credit card with no plan of paying it back. And then we have the Dave Ramseys of the world that tell us that you should never have debt and your car and your house should all be paid for in cash.
When you're in debt, you don't have any money. You use your last dime for your down payment, but you buy a house, buy a house, buy a house, buy a house, gotta buy a house, gotta buy a house, gotta buy a house, gotta buy a house. If you don't buy a house, oh, renting, you're just throwing your money away. Buy a house, buy a house, buy a house, buy a house, buy a house. Oh, the payment's the same as the rent, so buy a house, buy a house, buy a house, buy a house, buy a house. And everybody goes and buys a house they can't afford.
But just on the topic of credit cards, I think when used appropriately and responsibly, can generate tons of value, or at least a couple of free things along the way. I'll explain. A lot of banks and credit card companies will offer sign-up bonuses to entice people to apply for their card. So generally these cashback bonuses range from cash back to points back based on a certain amount of spending in a certain amount of time. And while cashback is nice because it puts cash back in your pocket, I generally side with points as they give you a lot more value depending on how you redeem them. Flights ranging from economy to first class to even those flights where you could actually get a massage and lay down. Or even staying at some of the nicest hotels in the world, such as the Waldorf Astoria and Maldives that everyone seems to be going to lately. And if you were wondering, yes, we all try to spec out how much it would be to stay in a week in Maldives. And I've personally used credit card points to fund some of the nicest trips I've been on in the last year. Such as staying at the Hilton in downtown Nashville, or even staying right in Salem for all the scary witch tours. And I got all of that value just for the low price of hitting the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Just kidding, I used it all with credit card points, so let's get right into it. So today I'm going to be reviewing the American Express Hilton credit cards. So currently there are 3 available Hilton American Express credit cards. Number 1 would just be the standard Hilton Honors credit card. Number 2 would be the Hilton Honors Surpass card. And number 3 would be the Hilton Aspire card. So if we're just talking about the first tier Hilton Honors card, so this credit card has a $0 annual fee, 100,000 points after spending $1,000 within 3 months of opening the card, and you also get complimentary gold status at all of the Hilton locations that have a multitude of benefits. My personal favorites are the free bottles of water. Number 2 being the Hilton Surpass card, which I actually applied for and was approved of recently. And actually, as of today, the sign-up bonus hit my account. So with this card, you get the same complimentary gold status. This card does have a $95 annual fee, but I'll show you how you can offset those costs in just a second. And so I signed up for this credit card about a month ago, so I got a slightly different sign-up offer than you guys can get currently. The current offer is 150,000 points after you spend $2,000 within a 3-month period. The sign-up bonus I received was actually a 130K offer after 2K spend, but I got a free night certificate, but I'll go into that in just a minute. And lastly, the daddy of all Hilton credit cards, the Hilton Aspire card. Daddy? This card carries a hefty $450 annual fee, but with enough benefits, you might actually outweigh the cost. The sign-up bonus on this card is 150,000 points after 4,000 spend within a 3-month period. So this card comes with a multitude of perks that I won't be able to get to in this video, but we'll talk about the main ones just for now. So let's talk about the 3 main perks that come with this card. So number 1 is a $250 annual credit towards airline incidental fees. And incidental fees range anything from checked bags, to flight changes, to even in-flight food and beverages. Number 2 is another $250 annual credit towards the Hilton Resort portfolio. Now this doesn't mean you'll get $250 back for any Hilton hotel that you might go to, so check HiltonResorts.com to make sure that the Hilton that you're staying at is actually eligible for the credit. So number 3 is a little bit harder to use, but it's a $100 on-site property credit towards the Conrad or the Waldorf Astoria. So these are some of the most expensive Hilton hotels out there, so I wouldn't be surprised if I never personally take advantage of this credit. But this $100 on-site credit will relate to anything from spas all the way to room service. And I almost forgot to mention one of the other perks, which is an annual free weekend night certificate. And while those little baby cards only gave you complimentary gold status, the Daddy Aspire card's giving you diamond status. And honestly, diamond status gives you so many perks and benefits that it might need its own video breakdown in and itself. So leave a comment down below if that's something you might want to see. So like I said, the gold and diamond statuses could be a whole video in and itself, but for today, let's just factor in the actual sign-up bonuses and if these cards are really worth it. So for me, the first Hilton card is actually a no-brainer. The way I see it, spending $1,000 within 3 months is relatively easy, and you get 100,000 points of value for doing so. And if you guys didn't know, those Hilton Honors points are actually valued at 0.5 cents per point. So 100,000 points comes out to be about $500 worth of value when booking hotel stays. And for a card that has a $0 annual fee, it seems like free money for only a couple minutes of work. So going on to the second card, it does carry a $95 annual fee, but I haven't given a second thought, just given the value I've actually received from the card. So just talking about the benefits from my card, I received 130,000 points and a free night certificate after spending $2,000 within 3 months. So if you're unfamiliar, free night certificates are just awards that we're able to redeem at any of the Hilton properties. It will give us a free night stay as long as the room is considered standard. So while you can't use them for premium or upgraded rooms, you can use them for virtually any of the Hilton properties ranging from the Garden Inn all the way to the Conrad. And some of the rooms in these expensive hotels range from 35k points to 150k points. So in theory, you could use your free night certificate towards a room that's worth 150,000 points, thus giving you another $750 in value. So really, depending on the hotel that you pick, you can get a range from $150 to $750 worth of value from the free night certificate. So what did we actually get from signing up for this card? So I got $650 worth of value from 130k points, and I used a conservative $350 for the free night certificate. So I would say opening up the Surpass card gave me $1,000 worth of value with only a $95 annual fee. So that means I could keep this card open for the next 10 years and I would still be in a $50 profit. And lastly, the Daddy Aspire card. So like we said, 150,000 points translates to $750 worth of value, $250 airline incidental fee credit, and another $250 credit towards Hilton Resorts. And I'm not going to be factoring in the $100 property credit, as I think that would be pretty hard for most of us to use. So if we completely take away the sign-up bonus, so you can see the two $250 annual credits effectively get rid of the annual fee while actually giving you about a $50 profit. So if you ask me again, do I think these cards are actually worth it? I just think if you're a person like me and you really like the simplicity of booking at Hilton, and if you're a person that travels 1 to 2 times a year, these cards can greatly benefit you and outweigh those annual fees very easily. And honestly, this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the credit card game. If this is what you guys like to see, I'm going to have to do a lot more in-depth breakdowns on a multitude of different credit cards. And if you're still here, consider hitting the like and subscribe button for the YouTube algorithm. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.